everybody, I thought I'd do a video on how to use a pendulum. I've had a couple of people recently that have messaged me saying could I explain how they can use a pendulum to communicate with spirit guides, angels, loved ones, and also how they can ask their angels and loved ones to help them release any sad energy, also, put protection around them, imaginary bubble, and to relax them. And the easy way to do this is to use a pendulum. Now, some of you may not have seen a pendulum before, and this is what the usual type of pendulum that we use. It's a crystal, and it can be any sort of crystals that you can have on a chain. There, look. And these are lovely because crystals have their own amazing energy, as I've told you before in other videos. So we can use the pendulum with incorporating the crystal's energy to help us in any sort of work that we're doing. Right, so those are those. Now, you may not have a pendulum at home. You can get one quite easily off the internet. But if you haven't, you can always find a pendant that's heavy on a chain, yeah? Like I've got there, I don't know if you can see it, there. It's anything basically that swings. Now, in the olden days with our grandmothers would probably use a wedding ring on a piece of string and hold it over a lady that's pregnant to find out if it's going to be a girl or a boy. But we, as spiritual people, we use the pendulum as a means of communication so we can then talk to our angels, spirit guides and loved ones. Now, with using a pendulum, I'm going to swap now from using that to one of my favourites, which is this one. To use the pendulum, you often find you've got like either a long chain if it's a pendant, or if it's a normal pendulum, which is a crystal on the end, it's got a bobble. Now I like, if I don't know if I'll show you, to put the bobble inside my hand like that. So you haven't got two dangly bits. It sounds funny, two dangly bits. And then what you do is you hold the pendulum between your finger and your thumb, because you've got meridian points just like that. Now some people wrap it round the finger, but if you do that, you'll find it doesn't swing very easily. I like to literally go like that. Now, quite obviously, I'm holding my hand up high so you can see on the video. Invariably, people relax the hand and it comes right the way down here. But I'm going to have to hold mine up so you can see what I'm doing. Now, everybody's pendulum will swing in different ways. Now, I find when we find a particular way that our pendulum's moving, it will always go in that same movement regardless whatever pendulum you're using. So, if you are picking up somebody else's pendulum, if you're using a key on a piece of string, if you're even, which I'll show you in a bit, even if you're using a bunch of keys, your movement will always be the same. I've never known it, except for one person, I've never known it where they move in different ways. Now, I don't know why this one particular lady, her pendulum moves in different ways depending on which pendulum she uses, but she must be unusual. But 99% of the time, whenever you pick up a pendulum, it always works the same way, regardless. So you pick up whatever you're going to use. Right, I'm going to use this pendulum here. Now what you do is in your own mind, you just think it. I'm going to say it out loud so you know what I'm doing. I'm going to say, can you please show us a yes? Now if you notice, mine is going forwards and back. Now I'm trying to keep my hands still because ideally you do need to keep your hands still, right? So mine's going in a circle because they're excited. Now see, they're going yes. So my movement for a yes is forwards and back. So that's quite easy, like forwards and back is a yes. So if I say thank you because I've been brought up correctly. So if you now ask, can you please show me a no? Can you see that mine swings left and right? Yeah? Now if I say thank you, it stops like that. Now if I ask them, to ground my energy, which is anchoring my energy. So if somebody's a bit nervous or a bit scared, you want to go, like that, and relax, right? Now with my particular pendulum, when they're doing a job, because I call it a job or a task, if you want to call it a task, it goes in a circle. So I'm going to go and say out loud, can you please ground me? And I probably don't need grounding that much because I've done it regularly. Oh, right, there you are. Now, did you notice it goes in a circle? Yeah? So mine, when they're doing the task, will go in a circle. So the next thing I'm going to ask for them to do is, can you please place me in a protective bubble? Now, a protective bubble, you can't see it. Some people, if you're lucky enough to see auras, see energy, you might be able to see like a halo around somebody. But when we ask for a protective bubble, it's really protecting us from other people's emotions, because if you are sensitive and you can sense people if they're in a bad mood, or sense people if they're crying, or, you know, if they've got something emotional going on, you know, you don't want to pick up that feeling, because half the time if you're empathic, you pick up that feeling for other people and think it's you, and it's not you, it's them. But you don't know that because you're just sensing it as you walk into a room. So we will ask, with my pendulum, you'll see that it goes in a circle. So can you please put a protective bubble all the way around me and under my feet? Now can you see it's going quite large? So that might means that I need a lot, because I've been helping a lot of people, luckily, you know, over the internet and talking to people and that. So, because of course of this sad time with the lockdown and that, a lot of people need help. So there we are, thank you. When it stops, that means it's finished. Now with the pendulum, even though it's going yes and no, you'll be able to ask it questions. Now quite obviously, when you start getting used to a pendulum, you're probably intuitively already know in the mind what they're talking about. But when you first start, it seems like it's a bit silly to keep saying a yes, no, when you ask questions, but you're going to have to until you get used to it. So let's start off with something simple. Right, okay. Now, I'm going to ask, am I a man? Now, see, mine goes no, because my no is that way, like no. Now, that doesn't mean to say that yours is going to be the same. It might go in circles, it might go in other ways. I know some people, their pendulums, let me get this right, for their pendulums, for their yes, it's shaking a no, going like that, and for their no, it's going like yes, like that. So, you know, or it could be in a circle or different things. Right, so we've already asked, am I a man? And it said no, right? So I'm going to now say, am I a woman? And it goes yes. Hooray! Okay, that's wonderful. And see, it goes in a circle, because I find with my particular spirit guides, when I'm working with them, when they're excited or, you know, they feel like clapping, they go in a circle. I don't know if you can see it very well. Can you see mine's going in a circle? Yeah? Okay, thank you, bless you. Now I'm going to pick up another one now. And it's up to you which sort. This is like an Egyptian one. You probably see that one better against the red top. So again, I'll ask for a yes, thank you. And can you please show me a no? So it does exactly the same, whatever I'm using, yeah? Now what I'm going to do is ask them who is talking to me. Now quite often if I'm doing that, the pendulum can't go, hello Linda, my name is so-and-so. So you've got to work out, are you an animal? No. Okay. Are you an angel? No. Okay, thank you. Are you a spirit guide? Yes. Right, okay, so we've got that one. Right, are you a woman? No. Okay, thank you. Are you a man? Thank you. Right, okay. Now I'm going to ask, right, because I've got in my mind's eye, I've got a feeling it's Gary, and I've got yes. Now I already know that because intuitively know that. And a spirit guide, it just so happens Gary is one that helps the family, and he's Paul, my husband's brother, in spirit. So really he's my spirit brother-in-law. That sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah? Yay, like that. Yeah? Now if I now ask to speak to, let me think, to my grandmother, right, okay. Now you notice how enthusiastic that was. My grandmother, you know, wasn't necessarily, you know, working with spirit, but she was a healer. My grandmother Gertrude, she was amazing with animals and that. Now you'll notice my pendulum, if I say yes, thank you. Can you notice how gentle that is for a yes? And so is that my grandmother? Yes, thank you. Right, now if I ask for Gary to come back again, Gary, can you please show me a yes? Now, can you see how strong that is? And I'm not moving my... I might wobble a little bit, but I'm not doing it with my hand. It's doing it itself, yeah? Okay, thank you, bless you. Now, if I ask for my guardian angel to come and talk to me, when you do this at home, you might find it works very gently, but you'll feel more of a buzzing going down the chain. So if I now ask, can my guardian angel please... Oh, now can you see how gentle that is? Now if I ask her, you can't really see that because it's going forwards and back. If I ask her to show you a no, you can see that easier, can't you see? It's very gentle. Thank you, bless you. Now if I ask for my grandmother to say a no, see that's a bit stronger, but not as strong. So it's female energy, thank you. Now if I ask for Gary to say a no, I'm trying not to move my hand because I feel it's a lot stronger. So can you see that that's a lot stronger depending who's, thank you, bless you, who's working with it. So a pendulum is amazing for you to communicate with in your own mind, but you need to find out what your yes is and then say thank you, and then what your no is. Now most of this you can do in your own mind and just think it. You don't actually have to say out loud. You know, because it's useful if you're carrying it around in your pocket and your bra and you're at work and you go and sit on the loo and you take your bra out, you know, take your pendulum out, sorry, that sounds good, take your pendulum out and then start talking to it. Nobody can hear you, so if they're in the next cubicle, you know, they can't hear you, what you're saying, but again, it's like you're belonging to a secret club. So those are those. Now I can show you with a bunch of keys. Now again, I'm going to ask, can you please show me a yes? You see it's forwards and back, and I'm not moving my hand even though this is heavy. Thank you, bless you. Now can you show us a no? Thank you. Left and right. Thank you. And now can you ground me? So it's going in a circle, and grounding is relaxing you and just go nice and relaxed, yeah? And now asking for protection all the way around you and under your feet. See, it goes in a circle like that. And probably we shouldn't say protection as such. It's not as if we're anything nasty, but it's just so you don't pick up other people's stuff, or I don't know, if you walk in somewhere where it's been very emotional or something like that, you know, it's just putting a shield around you. So really you might want to change the word and just say, can you put a shield all the way around me or whatever. So that's that one. Now I'm going to show you another one which I like, and this is one in Isis. Now this Isis pendulum, it's a replica of one that they found in one of the Isis not memorials, what you call it, artifact things, wherever, when they, you know, in Egypt. But what I like about it, if you let me do it, you can unscrew it, don't know if you can see, and you can put water in there. So if ever you went somewhere special, like Glastonbury or something like that, and you wanted to put a bit of water in, you can. Now this is a metal one, so a metal one I tend to use for communication, like a yes and a no. You can use it for grounding, you can use protection because it is just a telephone, but notice I've got the bubble again in my hand, so you've only got one thing swinging, not two, see, like that. And again, if I ask a yes, it goes forwards and back, thank you. Ask a no, it goes left and right. Ask for it to do a task like grounding me, relaxing me, putting protection all the way around me and under my feet, it goes in a circle, like that, yeah? Thank you, bless. And again, if I picked up my pendant, which again could be any pendant, and again if I ask for a yes, thank you, it goes forwards and back. Ask for a no, thank you, left and right. Ask to be grounded, goes round in a circle, and then ask to have protection all the way around you, yeah? So it's easy peasy, so that gives you something that you can have a go with at home. So if you haven't got a nice little pendulum, you know, that you've got at home, like one of these, and this is what they look like, and they, oh, keep still, they've got a, I don't know, if I put it in front of my red, you can see it's got a bubble on the end with that there, and then you've got another one there with another bubble. They come in all different sorts. My favourites are the crystal ones, depending on which sort you like, because it depends on what colour you like. I'm not too keen on the ones that's got all the different colours. Now, if you want to work with one of those, that's fine. You know, the one that's got all the different colours all the way up it. But like I said before, if you mix too many crystals that are in different types and different colours or whatever, you're going to find that some of them are very low, like relaxing, and some of them are going to go wee. And if you've got them in a pendulum or anything like that, they're going to go, oh, do I go down? Do I go up? Do I go down? Do I go up? But they do look pretty, and you can still use them for talking, you can still use them for communication, but I don't necessarily need it, you know, for clearing me. Now, I said to you earlier that we can do grounding, we do protection around you, but say if you're having a unsettling day, if you're feeling a bit worried, you're feeling a bit sad, you're feeling a bit anxious, you can ask for your relatives, you can ask for your spirit guides, your angels, to clear you of energy. Now, to do that, I'm going to go back to my... Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to show you another one. I've got another little one here, look. So the one at the top there. Right, okay. Now what I'm going to do is... So you've already asked to be grounded. You've asked to have this protective shield all the way around you and your feet, so you're not picking up anybody else's emotions. And now what you can do is you can ask for any unsettled energy, you know, if you're worrying, if you're anxious or anything like that, for it then to be removed. Yeah? And that includes, like at the moment, I'm helping a lot of people, so their energy is connected to me because I'm doing them healing and different things. So, you know, if you've got family members that are upset, family members that need your help, even though you're in a good place, you know, if you ask them to clear you, they will clear any unsettled energy, any sadness, any anxious, you know, anything like that, or if anybody's poorly, because their energy will be connected to you because you love them and you're connected to them, you know, with the other family members, especially at the moment because, you know, we can't mix with people, we're isolated at home. You know, this is quite good for you then to have your energy, for your energy to be cleared, but also because your energy is connected to somebody else, this is like doing, oh sorry darling, this is like doing distant healing. So even though my guides, my relatives, my angels and that, they're going round and round, you'll find that their energy is, you know, is helping you, but also is helping anybody connected to you. And you can even do it, it's not that I've got a photograph handy, but if you can even do it, like if you've got a photograph, you can put it over the top and send like healing with your pendulum over the top of the photograph. And that again is why it's nice to use a pendulum. Now there's loads of other things that you can use with a pendulum, which I do in my psychic classes and my psychic foundation classes, which I do 6 of them at £20 a month. That held monthly. Of course, at the moment with lockdown and that, I haven't got a new data range, but they're really useful because I show you how to use a pendulum, how you can use different energy, how even just wearing what colours that you wear can lift you up and make you feel good and what have you. I mean, loads and loads of stuff. Again, it's on my website, so you know, if you want to check it out, you can do. And then when I've got a new date booked, I'll let you all know. But my website, in case you don't know, is heavenlyguidance.co.uk. So I'm hoping that you found this quite useful. If you've missed it and you've joined at the end, don't worry, you can always replay it. I'm also sharing all my videos and that onto my website on a page with the videos, so you can look there, so you can re-watch it there again as well. Now on Thursday I'm going to do a talk about angels, and also we're going to do an angel meditation, and that's at 2 o'clock on Thursday. So I hope you can join me then. Anyway, my lovelies, you take care. Any questions or anything you want any help with, just message me and I'll see what I can do. Alright my lovelies, take care, God bless, bye.